Do you have any questions for me? Which is usually the last question asked at the interview, is, in my opinion, one of the best opportunities for you as a candidate to reinforce why you're the best person for the job. However, so many times candidates just like, nah, all good, when they could be asking some questions that could definitely help them stand out. So let's go over a couple of questions that you can ask at your interview. How would you describe the culture of the company is a great question for you as a candidate to ask, because it gives you that insight into the work environment that you might be just about to step into. It also shows how the company treats its employees and outlines its own values, and also indicates that you value finding a work environment that's a good fit for you instead of just taking anything that you can get. What do you love about working for this company is a great question, because you can actually create that connection between yourself and your interviewer, but more importantly, you can get that insight and that perspective on the potential perks of working for this business and the company culture. Asking this conveys that you value a job that you actually love, so you'll be there for the long term. For an employee to be successful within this company, what attributes and qualities would be good for them to have is a great question for you to ask, because it shows that you're ready to potentially adapt yourself and learn new skills to make yourself successful within this role. The next question is this position new? If not, what made the previous employee leave this role? While this might seem extremely forward, the answer could actually benefit your understanding of the position and any potential red flags within the company. If the person left due to a promotion, it tells you that there's room for growth and upward movement within the position. If the interviewer is apprehensive about answering this question, it could mean that the person just left under some not so great circumstances that the interviewer doesn't want to divulge, or they might just not know. Alternatively, if this position is a brand new role within the company, it might mean that there might be more opportunities to grow within the role and more freedom to adapt this role to your working style. What are the next steps, and when will I find out whether I'm successful or not? Asking this question gives you a reliable timeframe of the recruitment process and when you can expect to hear back from the interviewer. If you're not given a specific time frame, why not just call them back in a day or so and be the squeaky wheel who gets the oil? Can you give me any feedback on how I interviewed? This is an extremely underestimated question that most candidates never ask, but can actually provide you with some valuable feedback on how to improve your interview style for your next interview, should you potentially not get this role. And the final question you're going to be asking after you've been presented with a salary, hourly rate, or package is for you to then say, "Thank you so much for that generous offer. However, considering my vast skill set and experience, how can we get that amount there a little bit closer to this amount here?" And of course, your counteroffer is going to be based upon reality, because prior to even walking into this interview, you went and did some research on how much that job actually pays. And here are 8 tips for asking questions at the end of every single interview. 1. Aim to arrive at the interview with your questions prepared to show that you took the time to research the company and the position that you're being interviewed for. 2. Ask questions that encourage a descriptive answer beyond a yes or no answer, aka, do you like working for the company, versus what do you like best about working for the company? 3. Ask questions that specifically address a particular element of the company or the role that you want to know about and that you couldn't find on Google or the company's website or job advertisement. Number 4, aim to ask at least 3 good questions at the end of your interview, but come armed with a list of 10 questions for you to choose from, just in case they're already covered within the interview. Number 5, it's best to ask questions while you're seated in the interview rather than when you're walking out the door, because by that stage of you walking out the door, the interviewer's wanting to get rid of you and to get the next person in. Number 6, wait until you're in the negotiation stages of the hiring process to ask the HR representative about the salary or benefits. Number 7, never give them your salary expectations first. Wait for them to give you an offer, and then number 8 is once you get that offer, you then say to them, "Thank you so much for that generous offer. However, considering my vast skills and experience, what are the opportunities to get that amount there that we're starting off with closer to this amount over here?" And of course, like I say, you've already researched before you went into that interview the exact amount that you potentially might be able to negotiate it to. So you've got more chances of actually getting closer to the amount that you want. Companies always have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to negotiating salaries. So if you don't ask, you don't get. So go for it.